Hello and welcome to Lord Lukan. It's just a jump to the left and 2 steps backwards in 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. Don't miss Gino digging for an idea.
Liz can go in there.
Then there's nothing to see here.
Just getting ready for bed.
And the Panama Biker Club gets a new member.
Is this fun or what?
Que pasa? Thank you for joining us. Big love to those who have subscribed and a hey nonny nonny to the members of the Lukan Manor. It's the summer holidays here in the UK and so in between having lots of fun daddying, I've managed to get some videos done. One man who's got a holiday full of fun and excitement is Riley. He and I haven't caught up about last night, but I hear it's something to remember.
And it turned into fireworks.
Oh yeah? A little bit of dynamite in the old bedstead last night, was there, Riley?
Valen and I had a big blowout at the restaurant.
Oh, you dirty dog, you, in the restaurant, huh? But no, it wasn't quite like that. After the 100th argument about their being on an app, about not being forthcoming and generally a bit shady, they've gone pop.
I blocked her. I really have nothing to say to her.
And Violet blocked him too.
Cái chuyện ngày hôm qua tới bây giờ vẫn còn.
But before that, she sent him a delightful text message which said,
You don't deserve to be a man. Wow, okay.
Yeah, he laughed at that bit too. Is it some kind of prize being a man? I mean, I rather like being a guy. The bizarre hair growth and ever-present threat of balding is a bit annoying. And let's face it, some men can't be trusted with things like hair. I got this image from a mugshot site and had to include this guy, who's clearly committed the cheekiest of crimes. And the least said about what this guy's up to, the better. But women get to do stuff with their faces and, have boobs. And everyone loves boobs.
Everyone likes boobs.
And women do have their mugshot game going on. Anyway, Riley reads the revealing report he received, reiterating the ruination.
Have an uneducated, unscrupulous attitude.
Which is a kind of a nice way of saying you're stupid.
If you're like that, you should go away.
Which is a kind of a nice way of saying f*** off. So what do you think Riley's takeaway will be? Will he be irritated by being called uneducated? Will he be looking forward to a life without the weight of this dysfunctional relationship?
So that sounds like I'm not allowed to ask her questions at all.
Nope, he just goes to the same damn point he's been stuck on for weeks. Hey Riley, don't worry about the questions. You do the whole question thing in the absence of evidence and experience. And why ask a question that deep down you already know the answer to? He travelled thousands of miles to confirm what he suspected. Then act surprised because he travels thousands of miles to confirm what he suspected. By this point, questions are for the past, answers for the future. But in typical Riley style, he's focused on one issue, and his denial is making him willfully oblivious to this situation.
I'm not sure if this relationship can be salvaged.
What are you salvaging exactly? You tried to emulate your virtual relationship in real life, and unfortunately it didn't work. The passion, desire, and fantasy that comes with an unrequited physical romance is based on dreaming about the future, and it all gets eroded when you introduce the passage of experience and time. Personal history is the enemy of a fantasy future, because it's undeniable confirmation of what reality was, and isn't subject to our imagination anymore.
Or if I even want it to be salvaged.
Why? You want a relationship that stresses you out. Face facts, at a certain age we have to accept that no one is fresh out the box anymore. And if a past is a deal breaker, then find someone who meets those expectations. Don't force your expectations on other people. Find someone who's not left the house, not made mistakes, not fallen down and had to pick themselves up, if that's what you want. But for me, some of the most interesting people I've met are the ones who have bumped their knees once or twice in their lives.
Or she wants it to be salvaged.
So now he needs to know if it's salvageable. But they blocked each other, which is a kind of holding on to each other by virtue of leaving the wound open. He'll be back. He's still holding on to that question, which is getting heavier and heavier to carry. But it's all just really a stalling technique, isn't it?
I would be Violet, but it won't be because I reach out to her.
Let it all blow over, and restart when there's the passion of absence to build on.
She would have to explain herself to me.
Fine, so they've both been stubborn now. Okay, I'm bored. The maturity level of these two is leaving divots in my carpet. Let's go watch Christian and Cleo, who look like they're on one of those wholesome TV shows about farming and, having to put your arm up a cow. Even though Cleo is Italian, she's still giving Christian a tour of London.
Portobello Market. Now, I'm not sure why it's called that, to be honest.
Well, clue is in the title, but, never mind. Actually, Portobello is named after a local farm and a bit of Panama that the British borrowed in 1739. We're not really interested with naming our markets, but it's a good job that some are named after places and not the experience. But then, that's not always the case. Anyway, they stop for a staple of British cuisine.
It looks like a nice sort of fish and chips shop. Maybe we should stop here.
Yeah, why not?
Hey.
Ooh, good job that film crew were in there. But Christian is still in trouble after all that totally not flirting he was doing.
I mean, I feel kind of stupid.
Let's leave them on simmer and head to the dining room, because they're about to serve a portion of...
Gilo, Gino. Gino, 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 Gino.
Gino o'clock, my favourite. And today, Gino is going up for Lisa's birthday, so he's decided to do some awkward small talk.
Feel one year wiser now?
That's what my grandmother asked me for about 30 years, and Lisa gives him the only sensible answer, given that Gino has totally forgotten that Lisa doesn't speak much English.
¿Qué dijo?
Then Gino seems to lip-sync Jasmine.
What?
Or he's been at the helium again.
What?
But after all that kerfuffle about not getting a ring, Jasmine's not in the mood to be suffering the lyrical waxings of a soon-to-be endangered Gino.
Esa huevada.
Then we all get a good look at Gino's weird sweat patches. Why is he only sweating on one side? I think Gino is feeling bad about it all and would like to make up with Jasmine. So he does a quick pirate impression.
Arr.
And gets to work on his charm offensive. And Jasmine looks on in awe at the magnificence of her man. So they arrive at resorts with some bike rentals.
I like this one.
Let's can go in the...
Jasmine tries to escape at breakneck speeds.
Wait, don't go without me.
But what's more impressive than Jasmine's attempt at the land speed record is Gino's been nominated to drive.
Don't worry, I've got you in good hands.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Let's go.
I think Jasmine quite likes this living very nearly dangerously side of Gino, and Easy Rider seems to be melting the frost.
Is this fun or what?
What? And it's been at least 5 minutes since she's brought up Gino's inadequacies.
You had never had conditions for sex. Why would you have for riding bike?
There we go. And why stop there? He's clearly feeling quite good about himself right now. But don't worry, she'll soon put a stop to that.
I have never had an orgasm with you.
Oh, dearios, no milk in your Cheerios. Gino the love machine isn't taking that.
Yes, you have.
I fake it.
No, you don't.
Swear to God.
Well, clearly Gino is the expert in these matters. But it's all banter and it looks like they've accidentally had a good time.
This is the mood that I was hoping for tonight.
Sure, I'm sure Lisa's having a whale of a time staring at the back of your heads as you talk about sex in a foreign language. Woohoo! Happy birthday, me!
Liz and Jasmine are laughing,
At you?
smiling.
Which is a side of effect of them laughing at you. So let's leave Gino playing GTA Panama and go see how it's going for Dave and Sheila. And for some reason they've left in a really weird noise. Sounds like someone dropped a deuce mid-session. But it's all a bit serious, so let's have a break for a cup of tea in England land, where we love a nicely trimmed bush. So we're with Statler and Dempsey.
Yeah, oh, and then it says maybe our bits aren't streaming fast enough.
And Dempsey has concerns that Statler is underwhelmed by the British experience.
He has this perception that it's just like a dirty little farm that stinks.
Yeah, it's more like cold and dreary, really. I mean, I'm English, but I can't see the attraction of the British countryside. All soggy and miserable.
It's actually a very beautiful place to live.
Sure, yeah, it's actually really beautiful. You're just not seeing past the crappy bits. So Dempsey sees her mate, friend zone Ben, and rushes to greet him.
Yeah.
Long time.
Aw, friendly hug. I'm sure it'll just be one of those 1 or 2 second friend hugs.
Isn't it nearly 5 weeks? I've missed them hugs.
Yeah, it'll be fine. But his name's Friendzone Ben, not Get in Your Pants Ben, so it'll all be fine. Then Ben goes and confuses everybody with a bit of English.
Chalk and cheese. So chalk as in like a whiteboard.
Blackboard.
Chalking. And cheese as in like cheese you'd eat.
Good job. Although when the producer asked what chalk and cheese meant, I think she was referring to the phrase. Not that she didn't know what cheese was.
And cheese as in like cheese you'd eat.
His genius definition of chalk was that thing you use on a whiteboard, and his definition was cheese is that thing you eat. Wee, someone call Webster's. We got a Captain Wow over here. While we're on the shores of Britain, let's check in on Christian and Cleo one more time. And Christian is in full wooing mode and is setting a romantic scene, so they can enjoy the finer things in life.
There you go. Shoot him right in the face. Yep. Yeah, you're doing really good.
And then it's bedtime.
Just getting ready for bed.
Not at all awkward. And Christian is absolutely not having second thoughts.
You know, trust each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Chapter 1 in his book of excuses is tradition. Can't kiss you now, sorry. It's tradition that you do it first.
Typically, I'm kind of the guy who waits for the girl to make the first move. Like,
Chapter 2 is, well, I'm just a bit scared to. That one gets shut down pretty sharpish.
going for a kiss and a girl like denies it, like I feel like really crushed.
We've kissed before.
Chapter 3. I might be so into it that I might go too far and that'll make me feel bad.
Like you were like, yeah, I think we're moving a little too fast. It would kind of like set me back a little bit.
Chapter 4. Assign it to the never never land of when it's right. You know, like sometime when you've had a good evening, a bottle of wine, some laughs, and, you know, wind up in bed together.
You know, we'll just have to let it happen when it happens.
But then Christian makes his move to the light switch.
Okay, so yeah, I'm getting pretty tired. I'll get the lights.
But that's not where it ends.
Good night.
Night, babe.
More on this in the next episode, and that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure as always. Why not leave a like and check out one of these videos? Until we meet again, stay beautiful, love to my 3. You take care of yourself.